Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Two major political events took place in the Republic of Kenya today, in Siaya and in Kakamega.
Sasa nikisema jina ya mtu, munasema shame on you. Wacha nianze. William Ruto. William Ruto. Fernandez Baraza. Fernandez Baraza.
We are going to negotiate on policies. We are going to negotiate on development programs. We are also going to negotiate on sharing of positions, which includes sharing power. And
in this video, I want us to focus on the event in Kakamega. Because the kind of reception witnessed in Kakamega today, I think even Raila Oginga might not have received it. And clearly, the Kakamega team, which is the Linda Mwananchi, are well organized, they are charged, and they're men and women on a mission.
Usikimbie, hata chochote kinafanyika. Tutafanya mkutano leo. Leo watatuua hapa. Leo watatuua hapa. Leo watatuua hapa. Tuendelee vijana. Haya. Bas. Sasa vijana, nataka mnipatie dakika chache niongee, kisha nikaribishe wajumbe wa wasalamie. Jambo la
I observed several things during that event, and I want to reveal to you guys in this particular video. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be very brief to allow me also in the next video analyze what I observed in Siaya. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I observed was the fact that Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna used the same vehicle today. That's significant because Babu Owino supporters were worried at some point that Babu Owino has always been very popular. But in Kitengela, the event was about Edwin Sifuna. So I think to deal with the issue of competition, the two gentlemen wanted to portray an image of a united front. Because the truth is, Edwin Sifuna emerged. Edwin Sifuna emerged. He's very popular. But the fact has always remained that even in the presence of Raila Odinga during his campaign period in the last election, Babu Owino was the most popular. So most of Babu Owino supporters, especially from the Luo Nation, were like, someone somewhere is out to destroy the popularity of Babu Owino by making him play second fiddle to Edwin Sifuna. So today I think they dealt with that so well. Which brings me to another thing, which probably was the reason why they emerged together on top of that vehicle. Can we conclude that there's a possibility of Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna's presidential ticket in 2027? Because I know for sure, with the kind of popularity these guys are enjoying, there is no way you can convince me that Edwin Sifuna can do all this. And then in 2027, he goes back to Nairobi as the senator. That will be wasted energy. Of course, for Babu Owino, he's living in Embakasi East to become the governor for Nairobi. So these rallies can actually propel him to become the governor for Nairobi. But there is a possibility that there could be a ticket. And I want to assume that in the near future, we are likely to start seeing Ndindi Nyoro joining this ticket. So that we might have Edwin Sifuna as a presidential candidate, Ndindi Nyoro as the running mate, and Babu Owino as the governor for Nairobi. Do you think that ticket is viable? If you are to ask me, that's a viable ticket. So that's why these guys showed solidarity by emerging from the same vehicle. That's number one. Number two, and this is something which is very important. Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna are fighting for the control of ODM party. Oburu Oginga and the group are also fighting for the control of ODM party. The two are competing for ODM. In fact, Amalemba Grounds meant Linda the ODM strongholds. But if you are keen, during Linda Mwananchi event in Kakamega, there was no branding. There was no ODM branding at all. None. Even the vehicle, the truck, which was donated by Uhuru Kenyatta, is branded blue. And blue, ODM has blue and orange color, but ODM is known for orange. Blue is known for Azimio. So why do you think these guys are not branding ODM? Because if they are fighting for ODM, why are they not branding for ODM? For me, my take is that they're not doing that because they don't want to give ODM party the visibility. Why? Because they are about to launch their own party. I want to assure you that Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna will launch their party by August. My sources are telling me that they are planning to do it by July. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, because the kind of reception they received today was wild, before I discuss with you that reception, allow me to introduce you guys to BRICS Solutions. BRICS Solutions is your number one partner in software solutions, website development, CCTV installations, and of course, structured cabling. Currently, they have one of the best point of sale software in the market. And as we speak, they've developed a new product designed for petrol stations management with all these features you are seeing on your screen there. Please do not hesitate to contact them for live demonstrations and further details on the numbers we're seeing there and the website. Ladies and gentlemen, the kind of reception witnessed in Kakamega today points to a team that is ready. And I can assure you that if these guys can pull this kind of a crowd in their next 2 or 3 events, I'm told from Kakamega, they are heading to Kisii. If they can pull it in Kisii, of course Kisii they can easily pull because Kisii is already total. And let's say they go to Mombasa and pull again this kind of reception, William Ruto and Oburu should be very worried.
Vijana, leo hatutupii polisi yoyote mawe. Wacha watupe teargas, tunazima kama bagi ya jana na mkutano unaendelea. Haitawezekana leo. Tafadhali haitawezekana leo. Musitupie polisi yoyote mawe. Wachaneni na yeye. Tafadhali naomba muachane na yeye. Wacha tuendelee na mkutano wetu, si ndio? Wangapi wanasema tuendelee? Wangapi wanasema?
Because what these guys need is just a momentum. If they pull it in the next 2 or 3 events, then they'll be able to cement that momentum. Which brings me to the question of Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Matiang'i. Do you think the rise of Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna and their Linda Mwananchi movement is not affecting Kalonzo and it's not affecting Matiang'i? The truth is, Kalonzo and Batiang'i today are not going to sleep, because they have to figure out how are they going to deal with the issue of Sifuna-Babu and the Linda Mwananchi movement. But importantly, the kind of reception they received today confirms that indeed two-term can be stopped. Number 4, and this is also something which I observed, the use of force on these people.
Usikimbie, hata chochote kinafanyika. Tutafanya mkutano leo. Leo watatuua hapa. Leo watatuua hapa. Leo watatuua hapa. Tuendelee vijana.
Why do you think they were teargassed? In Kisumu, at the airport, groups of youths were waiting for them, not to receive them, but to greet them. And they got the intelligence. And as usual, the sponsor, whom you know, chartered for them a plane. So why do you think these guys are being tear-gassed? Because tear-gassing them and meeting violence on them is winning them sympathy. And the question is the government doing this as part of their strategy to make this team popular? Because again, let me ask you, who benefits from all this confusion? That now we have united opposition, we have Linda Mwananchi, very strong ones. Who benefits? So it could be a strategy to make this team popular, so that at the end of the day, they'll insist on running for the presidency. And because Kalonzo cannot leave for anyone, Kalonzo will also be on the ballot. So we are going to have 3 presidential candidates, serious ones. And if you have 3 presidential candidates, who is going to be the beneficiary? William Ruto. So it could be his strategy. But again, maybe it's just the blunder, the usual government blunder of thinking that, you know, if you harass, if you tear gas, then the supporters can easily submit, surrender and submit. I doubt. And lastly, it is not very clear that someone somewhere is fully behind this thing. I know Babu Owino, I know Edwin Sifuna. Yesterday, Edwin Sifuna shared a photo of a truck that someone donated. Yes, someone can donate for them. Someone can donate a truck for them. They were in Kitengela, they were in Kakamega. Their next step is going to be Kisii. And they have planned several other meetings. So for me, I'm seeing the hand, invisible hand, of a very powerful person in this country. The fact that these guys plan to use the usual Kisumu International Airport, but because of the goods there, someone chartered for them a plane to Kakamega, which means they now have resources. I know for sure that these guys are enjoying the support from Kenyans in diaspora. They are donating a lot of it. But do you think they were able to do that so quickly, to an extent that in the morning, when they realized that, you know, using Kisumu Airport is not going to be a good option, they had to change very fast? There's an invisible hand. Who is this person whose hands can be seen in all this? Please let me read the name of the person in the comment section. But I know for sure that they are also enjoying the support of Kenyans in diaspora. Until next time, this is Makwny. Bye-bye.